Hi, all my Kimberly Ann friends. I'm saying hello to you from my living room. I just wanted to give you all an update on what had happened on Saturday the 18th at the Sam Hicks Park Temecula Valley Museum Bazaar. I actually did really well, and I'm really pleased about it. But before I get started, I wanted to show what I had done. I know a lot of you already seen this on my Books by Kimberly Ann page on Facebook. But this sign, I made this sign up because I became part of something really special by another author that lives way out there in Wisconsin. His name is Scott, and he wrote a vampire book as well, more on the comedic side. And he invited me to participate in this pretty cool event called Vampire Books for Blood Month. And it's basically all us authors, self-published or whoever, who write vampire novels, and we are to donate something from our royalties of October or sales, whichever, to the Red Cross. And I thought, you know what, I have a thing I'm doing, this bizarre thing I'm doing, where I take a lot of books to my booth and I sell them. So the royalties right now are kind of like on the really low level side because I'm just getting out there, so I decided to do it with this. So this is a sign I made. Ready? Ooh, can you see that? Vampire Books for Blood. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see all that? Ah! There you go. And I contacted a woman named Lois Beckman from the Riverside chapter. She was ecstatic about it, and obviously she hadn't heard about it because Scott did it back east, and she was unaware of the event. So she thought it was a great idea, thought it was brilliant. So she went ahead and accepted my pledge, which was going to be 10% of what I made on the 18th. So I'm happy to announce that I have here for the American Red Cross 10%. I know it's not much, but hey, it's always something. So I'm going to mail this to her today, get it to the American Red Cross, and fulfill my pledge. I'm really excited about it. I think it's kind of cool, really. When you take something that you do really well and do something for your community, it's the best feeling. Now, a lot of you, maybe you haven't ever had to use Red Cross, but I'll tell you, it's more than just giving blood. It's disasters and anything, really. I mean, anytime there's a disaster in a town from a hurricane or a tornado or a terrible earthquake or anything, the Red Cross is always there to help. So I thought this was a great cause, and they've been around for how long? I mean, so many years, and it's basically an American icon, if you ask me. Maybe you'll disagree with me, but every time I think of the Red Cross, I think of World War II, World War I. I mean, they've always been there. So that's all set to go. I'm excited. And also, just to let you all know, I'm still working on a new book. It's going to be way off the vampire genre. It's still going to be paranormal, but it's not vampire or werewolf. It's something entirely different. And it's going to be based on a young girl of 19. And she's going to dabble in something that's a little dangerous, but turns out to be something different. And it's going to be a romance, as always, and it's going to have some fun stuff in it, and sex, and happy endings, and I don't like bad endings. I don't like sad endings. I like happy endings. That's why my vampires don't get killed off. Not the main ones, anyway. I mean, sometimes I'll kill off an extra guy, but my main guys, no, they live on forever. That's how I like it. So anyhow, I just wanted to say hello, show you that I've did great. I'm feeling really good about this. The most sold book from my 4 is Sweet Kiss of Darkness, and that's my very first book. And the thing is, when I'm at these fairs, I explain to the patron, Sweet Kiss of Darkness I wrote in 2008, 2009, and it was my very first attempt, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and it took a lot of times over and over for me to fix it. And those characters, well, the second book, Mikkel, doesn't have all those characters in it, just a couple, plus Mikkel is the main character, so it's more about him, born going to the New World, being a conquistador, dying, coming back, and that kind of stuff, and then his worldly travels. And they kind of look at the book and they're like, well, it's awfully small. And I'm like, well, it's not really a lot, because he talks about his life in The Sweet Kiss of Darkness, and in the second book it's just like an outline of him, really. It's just giving the reader a more in-depth look of who he was and where he came from. And a lot of my patrons this last Saturday were local, of course, and they loved it. They loved the idea, and they read the back of the book and they're like, oh, this looks so cool. And I'm like, well, I wrote it while I'd hike up at the plateau, and if you've ever been to the Santa Rosa Plateau, I kid you not, the oak trees up there are so old. I'm talking hundreds of years old. It gets to the point where you get some branches that lose their leaves, but they're so twisted and bent that they're creepy. And you could just imagine a full moon shining down in these trees and the creepy feel you get. And that's how I came up with the story, Sweet Kiss of Darkness. Because when you hike up there, you do feel like something's watching you, whether it be a coyote, a bobcat, a cougar, or even a bird. But they're all up there, and you feel it. So why not a vampire? So I had fun with it. And they liked it, and I got a lot of them bought. And the new one, Blood Wolf, also got bought. And I explained to my customers, you've got Sweet Kiss of Darkness is the first. Mikhail is it kind of goes with Sweet Kiss of Darkness. But then the Wolves of Lake Lenape are actually the cabin at Lake Lenape and the Minix combined, and kind of extra stuff put in there. And I did that book especially for the Amazon Breakthrough Awards. And I bring in vampires from my first book into the story, and then go on to the next book, Icha Noel, Blood Wolf, and they end up in there too. And there's a big, like, change at the end, and it turned out to be pretty cool. And it, of course, had a happy ending. So I put my vampires to bed right now with the werewolves. They're asleep, they're happy, they're content, they're doing great. But now I'm working on a new story, and I'll just give you a hint. It's going to have a lot to do with witchcraft, but not the bad black magic stuff. It's going to be more on the earth magic and what this girl stumbles onto, what she gets involved with, and who comes into her life. So I'm working on that right now. I'm not quite far enough to even tell you, give you like a synopsis. I don't have it that far out. It's just rough right now, but you know me, 1 year and I've got it. So probably by 2015 October there'll be another book, and when I go to the bazaar I'll have another book. So really excited. I'm so glad for everybody that has followed me, and really, if you know, Kindle or paperback, whichever you prefer, it's on Amazon.com. Okay, guys? And also, I do still have copies here at my home. If anybody's interested, contact me at facebook.com/books by Kimberly Ann. Email me there and tell me you'd like to try a book, and I will sell it to you over the phone, or not over the phone, but through email. I'll sell it to you for a lot less than on Amazon, because, you know, I still have a lot here. So, and I bought a lot, so whew, I still have some leftovers. So let me know. Otherwise, everyone have a wonderful day. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy the very timid temperatures. It's very nice out. And I'll keep in touch, and I hope you all keep in touch with me. And thank you all for supporting me and following me. I'm so jazzed. Oh, one more thing. I checked my rank on Amazon. I actually started at 1 million, and now I'm down to 300,000 in that genre. So my rank is looking better, so much better, and I want to thank all of you for that. So I know that's still a high number, but for someone who's self-publishing and trying to get out there and get known, I think that's a pretty good accomplishment in 1 year. So I'll keep it up, you keep it up, and everyone have a wonderful and blessed day. Good night.